It's always like a degree to which rappers always judge how well they tell stories. And there's like, Slick Rick is always at the forefront as a
Yeah.
storyteller. Yourself, Nas, Black Rob is even mentioned there, Biggie. Who are your top three storytellers?
Wow. Oh man, but it's different for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, Slick Rick, as far as the creativity,
Right.
he can be the greatest storyteller. But for me, like Scarface, like when I see things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like Biggie was a fantastic storyteller as well. But when you see it and you live it and it's something, that resonates with some type of truth in it. I mean, I love the creativity, but I don't feel with
Right.
some of the stories that Slick Rick may have told. It was
Mm.
cool. Like, it was like, wow, that's creative,
It's a
but I
story.
don't feel it.
Yeah.
For me, my stories have to have some type of truth and some type of emotion to it for me to, be drawn. So even if it's as silly as the big story with the basketball player, just the
Yeah.
way he sent it downstairs was like a movie.
Yeah.
Wait, send it back downstairs. More time to think.
Yeah.
Right, just that thing right there. That's great to me.
Yeah.
Just the wherewithal to set that up and then tell it and make it rhyme.
Yeah.
Just to have that is clever.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things about Biggie
I
as
think I
well,
answered Slick Rick, Biggie, and Scarface.
with this being like the end of the year, this is kind of like the trend question or whatever. But like the top albums are pretty much like your album, Common's album, and Kanye's album. And as much as people make a fuss, or I guess maybe they're the traditionalists or the purists or just the snobby music writers or whatever, talk about, it's all about production or it's about choruses, lyricism is lacking. But really, the three strongest hip hop albums are very lyrical albums.
Right.
Is that something, this is like, you're the expert, is that something, do you see this trend coming back, or is
Well,
this just...
people emulate success, right? So when the album, has success and it's being considered the top albums, and they all have some form of lyricism to them, then of course, that's going to be the trend because, people look at that. Okay, that's what's winning. I have to do that. If it's just a hot track and somebody's saying nothing on the record, then everyone's gonna follow that. That's just what happens. People emulate success. So hopefully, for us, for people that love lyrics and love listening to lyrics and love deciphering them and things like that, hopefully that's the next trend. And I think it is because, like I said, people emulate success.
I was reading an article recently, I think it was like in the New York Times, and it was talking about how like younger musicians, music has become so splintered they can't even reach back and trace to what their actual influence is, and they don't really know like the genesis of like the music that they're creating. And so a lot of times like a Soldier Boy, I'm only using him because he's kind of like the poster boy that people are using. He may not even realize back to like Rakim not writing a great chorus. Is that something? Is that like an additional duty that you take as a president?
Yeah, I think that's what's missing in hip hop. I mean, rock and roll, they hold their icons up, right? They're to be worshipped. Rock gods. They created this term. They hold them up. And hip hop is so competitive, you have to get that guy out the way. And that's understandable, but it's a way to get him out the way.
Right.
To get him out the way, you gotta keep making music. You gotta keep doing what you do. You don't. But it's a fine line, right? Because that's what it is. That's what hip hop started with, the battle and the competition. To be number one, you got to beat number one. But there's a way that you hold the people that came before you up. There's no way that I'm gonna say that Rakim was anything other than Rakim.
Right.
Right? No matter how bad I want to be over him in the final rankings, at the end of the day, he's still Rakim. Big Daddy Kane as well. All those guys. But because that's our history, right? You want to be number one, but you can't destroy your history, in the process.
Yeah. And then like mentioning Rakim, obviously like when you think of Rakim, you think of lyrics. When you think of yourself, you think of lyrics. You may think of like Cool G Rap or Slick Rick, and think of storytelling. Who are some other rappers like way past and recent that you just enjoy?
As far as just straight lyrics, that's Rakim, of course. Even no choruses. The Cool G Rap was incredible. And Kane as well.
Mm-hmm.
You think of lyrics. When you think of flow, and you think of Big, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And you think of this is very difficult, man. You think of Eminem as well. He has incredible timing and syncopation, more so than flow. He has great staccato, right? And he has great syncopation, and his timing and is great as well. And that's considered flow. And man, I'm gonna get there. It's a lot, but that's a that's a difficult category right there.